Thanks so much for staying there. My name is Bright, and I'm for continued coverage of the gas explosion at Medina Atomic Junction here in Accra. And it's taking you through quite a lot of what's happening there. Not so for us, gauging exactly how the gas service is trying to deal with the fire and rescue those who have been trapped. Once again, grateful you back was the last time you left, the fire service was trying hard out the fire, the gas tank. Has that been done, and what more can you tell us?
Well, as I speak with you, the fire service is able to the fire under control. What is just left is a little. Still, you can see the billowing fire from the gas tanker. They've been trying strenuously. Okay, now it's gone down again. It just can just. I'm just quite close to it because it's quite a dangerous area. It's been flooding also, so it's been put out not completely underneath the car. You can see that there's gas and fire there, right? But where the nozzle at the top of it, the nozzle at the top of it, that is continuing to below the fire, which is just gone now. But the experience with it in the past 1 hour or so, right, it has gone off and come back again. Now, let me have a word with the Anag, who is public relations officer of the National Fire Service. Welcome to News Attention. Now, can you tell us, in your estimation, the very first response that you had, what has the service been able to establish assistance?
Well, actually, we had the information based on information to our control room. Quickly, the fire service dispatched 6 firefighting engines directly to the scene. When it got 3 additional fire engines also deployed to assist 6. We had about 9 fire engines here. When the first 3 here, they saw that there was fire on the fuel filling station and the gas filling station, even together with the tanker, basically was having gas in it. You can see now. We quickly deal to ensure that it prevent spread of fire and further how they were able to confine the fire to the very point where they came to see that quickly they extinguished the fires on the petrol filling station and those other ones on the gas filling station as well. But with the tanker, because the gas is in the tank itself, we don't have an access, or we don't have an opening where we can introduce our extinguishing medium into the tank. All that we can do is what we are doing by trying to cool the temperature of the tank and to prevent further explosion. Because looking at the volume of the gas in that huge tank, if it will explode, I believe together with the firemen and all other people here, it will not augur well for us. So we are consistently trying to have a cooling process on the tank and to ensure that it doesn't explode. So for now, it has been brought under control. We are only trying to manage and to ensure that the gas in the tank itself burns off without an explosion.
Billy, let's talk about casualties. What do we know in terms of the casualties assistance now?
Well, for now, we have gone around based on what people were saying, that there were casualties, people were injured, others were dead and all that. We have combed the whole area. We have not seen a single dead body. We also try to find out from people if really, indeed, there were casualties, which hospital have they sent those casualties that we can follow up? Nobody was able to give us any information as to where those casualties were sent. So we are only believing that it is one of those figment of imagination of people. However,
you are denying. You are denying.
I am denying. And we have not seen a single. I am talking based on what we have seen. So if we, at the time that we got here and there was a casualty that had been taken to somewhere, we have not seen it. We are asking, where has the person been sent, so that we can follow up. We have not seen it, so that I can confirm it. I'm saying that we have not seen any dead body. We have not seen anybody.
Moving forward. Now let's talk about the fire in proper perspective. Now, was this not expected? This is a filling station. You have a gas station adjacent to it. You have a lorry park. Two of them, one adjacent, one opposite it. Another filling station. Then just across at the other side, you have a small market where there's open or naked fire. Kelewele is sold there. Suya is sold there. Billy, how did we sit down to let this happen to us?
It is lack of, people are not disciplined. Let me put it that way.
Did you sound any warning? Have you sounded a warning as a result of this? You saw it. Did you not see it?
In terms of what? In terms of
the environment, this is a filling station. It has a gas station. In terms of your assessment, did you notify of dangers around?
You see, I am careful as to what the answers you are expecting from me, because having the facilities within the area in itself does not cause any danger. But it is the other activities around the facility that is where the challenge is.
You have seen it in the past, haven't you?
Oh, of course. Yes,
you've seen the human activities around.
Of course.
Did you sound a caution to them? Have you ever sounded a caution to them before?
I personally have not been here, but our safety men have been going around to check and to talk about some of these measures. And again, with any training, do you know, every time that we meet the owners of gas filling station and petrol filling station, each year we meet them 2 times, and then we sound a caution to them about some of these facilities surrounding their premises, that we continue to say that it is dangerous if they should admit some of them also use the premises as a lorry park. We have been talking about those ones.
Okay, Billy, we don't have much time though, but immediately, what sort of assessment is the person going to be doing?
Parents whose wards are at Presec, UPS, and we're told that some of the students have been evacuated. They are now at the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana building. Some of them are also at the moment at the Trinity Theological Seminary. If you're a parent and you rush into that part of town, these are the 2 areas that some students from Presec and other schools around have been evacuated to. The Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana building. That building is on the road leading to the Trinity Theological Seminary, all on the road leading to the University of Professional Studies. But let's quickly run you through how the whole thing started. Now, so at about 7:30 p.m., the incident happened, and you can see a Google map of exactly where the structures are. The Wall Station, the 2 tower stations, the Mamsco Gas, and then the taxi and throttle station, just closer to the interchange there that links that part of town to the Ebri main road. So the fire was said to have started at a total filling station and extended to the other station. There's a filling station there. There's a gas station. On the opposite side, you'll find vulcanizers and other filling stations, and several activities happens around that area. So that's when it started. Now, if you move on, you can also see that we found 2 huge explosions. The first one occurred, and the other one just when people got to realize there was something happening there. The second explosion happened. The Pent Hostel, close to the University of Ghana, that facility is very close to where the explosion happened, and we're told the students there had to flee when it actually happened there. The Paint hostel, very close to where the explosion started. We're told also that residents around the area, Medina, Hacho, and Medina, Maihot, and all those areas, people had to run from their homes. We're told that as of now, parents are still looking for their wards, their children who left home when the explosion occurred, and now they are yet to return, and parents are still searching for their kids. But if you're a student, your ward is around Presec, any of the schools or hostels there, and you're trying hard to find him or her, information we have is that the Institute of Chartered Accountant Building and then the Trinity Theological Seminary are hosting some of the students as of now. You can quickly rush there if you're parents and you're on your way there looking for your ward. This is our continuous coverage of the gas explosion there. But let's stay on it a bit longer. Nana Ano Ame here is the director, executive director at the Safety Training Academy Ghana Limited, and he's a public safety expert. Nana, good evening. Now, we can't continue to be talking about this. What is it that we're doing wrong that is causing these explosions?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Nana, can you hear you?
Nana, can you hear you? Yes. Am I speaking to Stephen?
No, this is Bright, and thanks so much for staying there. Nana No Ami here is a public safety expert. Nana, if you can hear me, I just asked you that this continues to happen almost all the time. All effort to stop this is simply not yielding results. What are we doing wrong?
What we are doing wrong is that institutions that have been mandated to ensure the public safety have failed us woefully. And we keep on talking about it. We've been on the rooftops. We've said so many things about what is imminent, waiting to bedevil this country. And nobody has been listening to us. I mean, I think we've gone beyond talking and talking and talking. It's about time something concrete is done to avert these calamities that are incessantly afflicting Ghana.
Exactly what do you mean by something concrete?
No, something concrete, because we have institutions which are mandated to ensure that safety control measures are put in place. If you have safety control measures put in place and enforced, these incidents that have happened one too many will not happen. We keep paying eye service to them. They come, and then I heard earlier a lot of phone calls. Oh, there's breaking news about this fire. And I said, look, I'm sick and tired of hearing about these things, because we have gone out there, sounded the alarm warnings to all the institutions. Currently, we are even talking to NPA, talking to them, Ghana Institute of Safety and Environmental Professionals. We are basically the watchdog of the environment, and we have, over the period, observed that if we don't do something concrete about what is happening, the situation would get worse, and we will sit down there and we say, "Oh, I told you so," but "I told you so" doesn't help anybody. So we have gone out there proactively, written to NPA that we see these things happening all the time, and we do not put the right people to go and investigate them and put the information in the public domain so that something can be done about it.
I see. Now let me come in here. The last time the twin tragedy happened at the Nkrumah Circle, we saw the NPA, the Standards Authority, all of them tore all these gas and filling stations in an attempt at making sure that they are indeed conforming to standards. So if you say that the institutions are not working, why is it that they are visiting these places, we are told, and yet these infractions are causing these tragedies?
You see, if one talks about it, one is branded as doing politics. But one have to, I mean, I don't care whether I'll be branded as doing politics, but if I want to do the right thing to save lives in this country, then let the people who want to brand me as politician do so. Because when the technocrats, the people that we have put in place, they know the right thing to do, but the politicians will not allow them to do the right thing. Now, let's look at this situation that is happening at Atomic Junction.
Oh, okay, Nana, I am grateful. Let's leave it here. Nana, no, me here is a public safety expert. Let's go back to the explosion site. Komna Kluche is there, and he's joined by the Deputy Minister of Information, Kojo Ponkroma, and he has just got into the place. Komla, if you can hear me, the minister were told, the deputy minister is there. What has he been telling the people who are there?
Right. Well, he's yet to speak with us, and I'm just going to get a quick word from him shortly on it. Kojo, good evening to you. You're live on TV3 now. What initial assessment have you made going around?
Well, I can give you the assessment of the police because I'm not a security officer there. The one in charge of the operation, the director of operations, has just updated myself and the National Security Minister and the IGP who were here that yes, it's confirmed there was a gas explosion at the filling station just down here. A significant number of people were affected by it, reporting various classes of injuries. They've been taken to at least about 3 medical facilities within the vicinity. Unfortunately, we have recorded some deaths, but the initial reports we are getting is that they are responding to, those who have been injured are responding to treatment. About 200 police officers deployed within the vicinity to help manage particularly traffic for the emergency service vehicles. We had about 12 fire tenders coming in. And currently, as you can see, the fire is almost managed. Just a few secondary explosions that are being managed there. A number of ambulances were also on standby to convey the injured. So at this stage, I think we can only keep our fingers crossed and pray for the injured and hope that they recover as quickly as possible and that we don't record any further casualties. But I'm sure that early in the morning, we will put out the necessary numbers as we have them. I know the President has spoken to the IGP and the commanders who are here and has expressed his sadness at what has transpired, but it's also encouraged them to manage the situation and whatever resources required to contain it will be made available.
This was suspected, isn't it? A filling station, there's a gas station, there's a carport, petrol station, 2 of them adjacent and 1 opposite end. And human activity, heavily patronized human activity. How did we sit down for this to happen again? Saved by grace, but that's for another day. But how did we sit down for this to happen again?
So there is a conversation that we've been having for a while now about what the regulators, of this particular industry ought to be doing, are trying to manage with. I'm sure that as the dust settles on that one, we can engage in some more detail on what has been done, for example, whether or not this was just an accident or whether some safety standards were not upheld or whatever. But it's a bit early to get into that conversation now. Currently, our attention is on the injured, and we want to ensure that everybody's given the best of care currently. When we're done, I'm sure we'll get into that conversation.
And very lastly, before we go, would we see maybe some provision, so to speak, made for some of the casualties from the side of the government? It's early days.
I cannot speak to that. Like I said, right now, our principal interest is to ensure that the injured are taken care of. We are working with the various medical facilities, so we are in touch with them to ensure that the injured are taken care of. The casualties that we have unfortunately recorded, our hearts go out to those families. But I'm sure that once we're finished with this very first primary operation, then the subsequent ones will be dealt with.
Okay, that's the Deputy Minister of Information. I'm most grateful. He did say, it's quite early days. You can see so many people here, Bright, a lot of people here gathered in. The National Security Minister was here. I've also seen the Director of Operations of the Ghana Police Service was also here. A lot of virtually everybody who matters in terms of security is here to ensure that the case is the fire as we speak now. It has been put under control. They are no longer seeing the billowing fire in the atmosphere. But that is a situation like it is here. It's early days yet. By tomorrow morning, they would be doing a proper assessment and would give a full detailed account of what has been able to transpire.
Okay, Komla, we're grateful. Komla Kluche is there, and he will stay there throughout. We're told 200 police men and women and some military personnel there to ensure protection of life and property. Again, let me remind parents that the Institute of Chartered Accountants, the ICAG, is hosting some of the students who were evacuated from Presec, also the Trinity Theological Seminary. If you're going there to pick your student, you could as well check there. You could find your ward there. My guest is the Chief Executive Officer of the Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Kapito. Welcome once again. Now, how long should we be talking about this?
Right. You know, first let me say a very work well done by the challenge emergency response teams that we have in Ghana. They are very, very challenged. And then when you speak, as Nana Amihe was talking about, you are labeled as anti-government. I'm a Ghanaian. I love my country. That's why I came back. The question is, you're talking about the students. They should have already known where the meeting place is when there's emergency. We don't think about all these things. What we think about is things that are not important and necessary in this country. Look, this is one too many times. I was in Kumasi when that occurred at Asqua. My sister's hotel is Hotel Georgia. It's about half or almost a mile from where the explosion was.
Right.
The tanker lifted up in the air and blasted. That is how people got injured in Kumasi. And I'm sure, looking at the things on the screen, as the fireball, probably that probably also caused people to lose their lives. I'm even surprised that people are still gathered as
getting closer to the site.
It should be cordoned off. It should be protected. If you are not an authorized person, you should not even be near it. But here we are. Assuming it goes up again, what's going to happen? More people are going to get injured. Look, we are in a country. Regulators do not regulate. It's interesting that 2 days ago, on my show, I talked about do we have institutions in Ghana? We don't, honestly. Let's be fair. So we don't have working institutions.
So we allow this.
No, we do allow this, right? Let me Kumasi, the one Alabadi,
right?
There's been a few at various regions. I think Koforidua and all those Takrady and the rest. We don't know how to put a stop to this. Look, right. In the approval of permitting of a filling station or a gas station, there are agencies involved. And the agencies are supposed to check one another. I might meet your standard as an agency, but I will not meet the other person's standard. In Ghana, instead of them saying that the fact that you have gotten approval from 1, 2, 3, I'm the fourth person, you still don't meet mine, they will say because it's been approved
by the others.
By the others. And they all go in a meeting and they approve. Quote me anywhere. I'll take anybody on any day.
So how do we fix this?
We fix it by making the regulators work, challenging them, suing. And this is what I tell Ghanaians. Let's start suing. If we sue people who are not responsible, the state will be held accountable. And then when the state starts suffering, people will start saying that, what is wrong with this picture? We are in Ghana that we have passed the law that has actually stopped what we knew as residential area. Now it's called dual usage. Okay, every residential area can be used as a commercial area. Yes, accidents do happen, but we have man-made accidents. What happens in Ghana are man-made. It's not the natural causes of accidents that you and I know. Okay, you cannot tell me that you put a gas station next to a petrol station.
So the people who own shops and businesses around there should take government state on for allowing
it. Yes, because you see, we don't sue. If this has been any advanced country, believe me, the compensation package from the whether the gas company or from the filling station, this is how institutions work, or people work properly. We cannot have a country that Famenyame, Jamaninka, and some old lady sitting somewhere is now going to be blamed for somebody losing their life. Right? We cannot live in a country like
Kofi,
that.
I'm grateful for your time with us. Kofi,
but you know, let me just plead with you. Monday, don't bring NDC, MPP, political heads, because they will come and politicize it.
I'm grateful.
Thank you very much.
Kofi Kapito, the Chief Executive of the Consumer Protection Agency. Once again, parents who are running to the place, the Institute of Chartered Accountants is hosting some students who evacuated, as well as the Trinity Theological Seminary. This is our continuous coverage of the explosion. Stay with us. We have more coming up. Welcome back to our continuous coverage of the explosion at the Atomic Junction here in Accra. Residents of Medina Hacho, particularly those of you who live at Medina Maya Hot, were told some of you ran out of your homes and you're now returning. We're also asking that the area around the explosion site is so not safe. We have information people are gathering at the site. The police is cautioning against gathering at the explosion site. 200 police men and women, as well as some military personnel, have been deployed immediately to the site, and this is to ensure the protection of lives and property there. 2 explosions, first and the second one, caused a lot of chaotic scenes there, and our men are reporting that 3 centers are receiving or have received the injured. We cannot confirm any death as of now, but we can tell you that the injuries have been taken to 3 medical centers, and we'll certainly tell you exactly where these centers are. But students of Presec Senior High School have been evacuated. We're told that the Institute of Chartered Accountants, ICAG, is hosting some of them, as well as the Trinity Theological Seminary, all on the road leading to the University of Professional Studies, Accra, hosting these students there. Some students of Pent Hostel, also at the University of Ghana, have also left there. We're told that these facilities have not been affected, but the evacuation is to ensure the safety of people who live in there. But let me quickly run you through how it all started. At about 7:30 p.m., we're told that the first explosion happened, and you can see the Google map capturing of the area there. The Gol gas station, the Total station, the Mamsco gas station is where it all started, and close by, and the taxi and trotro station there. A lot of activities go on around that place. So that's where it started, from the Total filling station, a fire alert that led to the explosion. And then after the first explosion, another occurred some minutes apart, causing a lot of chaotic scenes there. Some students from the University of Ghana campus, particularly those who live close by, the Penn Hostel, the Evandi, and all those hostels that lined up close to that station, had to flee for their lives. Some of them were actually injured. Now, many residents of Hacho, Medina, and those who live around the University of Professional Studies, Accra, also had to abandon their homes and flee. We're told that they are returning, except that some children are missing. The police will quickly do us a very good favor if they can go there and deal with the situation there. We can also report to you that whilst the police and military personnel were dealing with the fire, some armed robbery was going on around East Legon there. So let's quickly speak to ASP David Eklu. ASP David Eklu, if I got it right, ACP David Eklu, who is in charge of the public affairs of the Ghana Police Service, joining me on the phone lines. Good evening, sir, and grateful that you have joined us. Can you confirm exactly what might have happened while your men were attempting to protect lives and property at the explosion site?
Can you come again, please?
I'm asking the case of armed robbery that happened there whilst your men were trying to protect the explosion site.
Now, in fact, whilst we were all monitoring and our attention was on the thing, there was a call to me and my regional public affairs officer that there was a robbery around the airport. The district commander, the commander for airports, was contacted, and he said there was no incident of such. There was no report of such a robbery. What happened is that as the explosion occurred, some people sought refuge as far as the airport police station. But there was no robbery, and we don't have any report as I speak now.
So reports of armed robbery within the airport area were wrong?
Yeah. I spoke to the commander, but we haven't got any report about armed robbery. But if it happened, then maybe it has not been reported to the police as I speak.
Have you also received perhaps report of any incident right from the airport police station through to Legon to where the explosion occurred?
Are you talking about an incident in respect of the explosion or any robbery incident?
No, I'm talking about right from, let's say, the airport police station through to Legon to the Atomic Junction. I'm asking if the police has received any report of any incident that needed the attention of the police service.
Not in respect of this robbery that we are talking about, but there were calls for assistance. As you know, as the police is also coordinating with the security agencies to keep people away from the gas explosion sites and make sure that traffic was coordinated. But in terms of robbery, we have not received any official reports as such.
ACP David Eklu, I'm grateful for your time with us. He is the Director General of the Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service. They're talking to me on the incident. The police said nothing of that is happening around that area. Thanks so much for staying there. There's more updates on the fire explosion, the gas explosion on 3news.com. Just stay with us and you can read more. Thanks so much for your time. This has been our special coverage. My name is Bright Manafo. Good evening.